today I am with Michael Watson, who plays Frankie Valli in Jersey Boys. Guys, you all know how much I love this show, and I did go and see it in the West End, probably, triple figures. So yeah.
So have we got a connection through that then?
Yes.
Did you just see me there? Oh, lovely.
Yes, many times.
How beautiful. Oh, that's
many
wonderful.
times.
That's wonderful, yeah.
So we're going to have a chat today and about the tour, and it's obviously coming to the Mayflower next year in March. So we're going to have a chat about that and take it from there. So, Michael, what was your first recollection of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons?
Do you know what? It's one of those where you just knew of their songs, didn't you? But you didn't know kind of how. For someone, because I grew up with a lot of Motown, and even though like they did sign to Motown at one point, my mum used to listen to that sort of music round there, and we never sort of dabbled into the Four Seasons as a regular. You know, she liked Daniel O'Donnell and her Motown, and so you obviously go with what your mum plays it. But at that age, but then. I think the sort of first recollection I can think of is in Mrs. Doubtfire, you know, with the classic Walk Like a Man and that.
Yeah.
And then when you come to see the show, and you've heard all these songs subconsciously, you know, in various media, and then you go, what? That was them. Yeah. And that is the response that I've found with a lot of fans who've seen the show, or, you know, just people who've come to see the show, you know, they're like, I can't believe that this is all their songs, you know, and what a prolific songwriter was Bob Gaudio and Bob Crew, and big hits, you know. And so for me, that when I came to the show for the first time, it was like I had a flood of memories that I didn't even know I had, which was amazing, you know.
Yeah, and I concur with that, because I remember, obviously, the song, it's Bay City Rollers.
Yes, Bye Bye Baby, yeah. And everyone thinks it's Bay City Rollers. Anyone who comes is like, I thought that was a Bay City Rollers song, and you're like, well, actually, Can't Take My Eyes Off You as well, one of the most covered songs, you know, and I'll never forget, there was like a pop cover of it when I was about 13, and it would become really popular, and I was walking into town with my sister, and just a group of lads come round, were like, I love you, baby, to her, just for fun, and, you know, and then you come watch this show, and Begging as well was a big hit when I was growing up, you know, with the rap in between it, and you just come and go, oh, there you go.
And
what an influence they were, you know?
We were actually talking on the way up here, in actual fact, that Begging particularly is way ahead of its time.
Yeah, it has such a vibe to it, doesn't it? Like, that you would think would be so... I can't remember the exact year it was released, but so modern. Yeah. And there's another song that's not in the show called The Night, and that has a little vibe. That was when they were with Motown as well, and it has that sort of modern vibe. So they were very forward-thinking in their music, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Have you got a favourite number? Or a favourite line from the show?
Oh, wow. Oh, that would be even tougher. I've never thought of a line, but it changes for me every night, you know? But like, one of my favourite moments for me is after Can't Take, and everyone loves that song so much, going straight into Working My Way, which is such a fun, energetic song, and you feel like you've established... It's like the moment for Frankie in the show where he's a solo star, you know? And there is an empowerment moment in that after Can't Take. Point up to the guys, they start playing, all the trumpets doing the choreography, and you're just leading it, and the boys are coming behind you. The choreography in that moment just fires it forward that you're this sort of established star in your own right now. And it is, I love that moment. I think it's very clever. And then it breaks down, you stop the audience from clapping, you get on with your next sentence, and you know what happens next. No spoilers.
No spoilers. It's very poignant moment.
It's an amazing. I just think it's so clever. They feel like they thought of every molecule of the show when they put it together. They just went dot 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 and made this massive picture, and I love it. I love it for that.
How do you mentally prepare for, you know, obviously the change in sort of going from one scene to that really pivotal scene?
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? Because the whole show is like a roller coaster. So it jumps from emotion and thread to emotion and thread, you know. So in that moment, you have that moment before you answer the phone where you do a speech. And that phone ringing is like a trigger in the head. Because you know what's about to come. And the character talking to the audience knows what's about to come. So you can get into that moment. Then I like to hear what the policeman's saying to me, you know, or, you know, whoever that phone call is from. And I play that conversation in my head.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying my lines, it's, no one's talking back to me.
Yeah.
But I play the conversation in my head because
Yeah.
I think you have to give it as much power
Yeah.
as it deserves.
Yeah.
And I have kids of my own now.
Yes.
When I started, I was young, you
Yeah.
know, 25. Lots changed since then, and I can really relate to a lot of the things he's going through, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so it has been, it's been amazing to come back and try it again, you know.
Yeah. So obviously you were in the West End,
Mm.
and now on tour. What different? Is there a different? Can we see as an audience?
Yeah, I wonder
Do you
really.
feel that there's a slightly different angle, or so it's a different?
You know
feeling
what?
to
I
it?
feel like you're getting the West End on the road. Because
Really?
I tell you, you have very established actors
Yeah.
in their own right playing these roles, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what the Power of Jersey Boys has. Even on tour, it draws in high level talent, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to talk myself and be like, oh, I'm the but what I mean is the guys I work with, I can only talk for them, you know?
Yeah.
I watch them and they're amazing, and you know, they're all West End established actors, you know?
Absolutely.
And for me, there's not a difference really. The only thing you'll get is we get to have a different vibe every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that helps sometimes, in some ways, to keep the energy fresh.
Mhm.
Because you're not doing, you know, you're not doing your sort of almost walk into work, you know, the same travel every day.
Yeah.
You got, you know, and it comes with its challenges touring. Do not get me wrong, but as a show-wise, it adds a level of refreshment every 2 weeks.
Do different audiences around the country respond to it in a different way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really think so. I mean, we're really lucky. You know, it would be 98.9%, I would say, we get a standing ovation.
Yeah.
You know, and it is a beautiful thing. We're very sold out as well, and it'd be a very rare day where you don't. And if you don't, they're still loving their lives. You know, it's
Yeah.
very lucky with the show. The only difference is sometimes the closer you get to London, the quieter the audience.
Really?
And I don't know what that is.
Maybe more reserved?
Yeah, do you know what? It is. It must be a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But then they're all at stage door, like, oh, I just had the best time of my life.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
guilty
not
of
that they don't. They just don't express it as freely as, say, like Glasgow or
Yeah.
Newcastle or Liverpool. You know, where maybe there's a mentality to like be freer with that emotion. You know.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of also talking about Four Seasons. Really corny, but
No, go on.
But what's your favourite season of the year?
I'm a summer man.
You're a summer.
If I would live in a hot country,
Would
you know, I'd have 365 days a year heat, because I feel like everything's lovely with it. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you want to have a little dance in the rain. But I'd like that to only be like maybe 1 week of the year, maybe.
Okay. So, thinking about, I've got 3 questions that I always ask. You know that, guys. So, I'm going to ask you, if you could go back in time to any period in history, where would you go back to and why?
There's so many, I bet there is. Let me think, because, do you know what? Because I grew up with that music,
Yeah.
I'd love to go back to, I believe it's the 60s, as in Motown.
Yeah.
And I'd love to be a fly on the wall, or like a writer, or somehow involved in that movement.
Yeah.
You know, or with like Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. There's a real influx of like music then, you know, where it was really taking you somewhere, you know. And then the other time might be the 80s and see Michael Jackson at his peak.
Oh gosh.
Because he was a big influence to me.
Right.
I just
okay.
sometimes want to add a little move in this show, but I'll get in trouble. But I think it's a bit. We don't quite go up to that level, that time frame. But
that would be funny. That would be funny. If you could have a superpower or be a superhero, what would you have?
well, this is a good one because I've got a 6-year-old boy, and so we talk about this a lot.
Okay, so this is really relevant, isn't it?
So I actually today saw a seagull flying, right? Was going ah. And I thought I'd love to fly. And,
Okay.
and then maybe even have a little woo.
A little bit of a
So I fly, and I think it's my one at the moment. It used to be healing because I liked Wolverine, so I love superheroes.
Okay,
You know,
so it's a good question for
but
you.
flying for me, I think, would be the real one for me. Yeah.
Okay. If you could have a dinner party with 3 guests, dead or alive, who would you have and why?
Well, I'd have to say Michael Jackson now.
Yeah.
Because he really was an amazing influence on me. Who else though? I really like. I met Ian McKellen really quickly,
Okay.
and he seems like a very fun
Yeah.
man. So maybe I'd jump him in.
Yeah.
Who else? I want to seem like I'm really well read or something, but there's a woman that I really like. I think she's called Louise Hay. And not many people might know her, but she was like the sort of positive affirmations to yourself woman. And what I like about her is she's so. I just think she was amazing with how she's helped people in that way. So I think she'd be quite fun to have there as well.
Yeah,
just to pick her brain and be like, because I enjoy the idea of how someone talks to themselves, in a positive manner.
Yeah.
And I try and teach that to my kids, to talk positively to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think she was an influence on that for me. So yeah.
Good call. Talking of positivity, my audience are really, really love musicals. They love Jersey Boys because they know I love Jersey Boys.
Absolutely.
So, tell my audience why they should come and see the Jersey Boys whilst they're on tour. And particularly, we've got you coming to Southampton in
Which
March.
I can't wait because I live in Poole.
Oh, do you?
So I'm really looking forward to commuting that one.
So, tell my audience why they should come and see them.
So come to see Jersey Boys because you're going to get the West End on your doorstep. We've been really lucky to cast some of the best actors I've ever worked with on this one. Also, if you want to sit back and just be taken on a ride for 3 hours, you will not know that the time has gone. You're going to dance, you're going to laugh, you may have a few tears, but you're going to come out feeling absolutely elated by what you see. It is a really fantastic, energetic show that is worth every penny of the ticket.
Absolutely true, guys. So whenever it's at a venue near you, do book those seats. You won't be disappointed. And oh, what a night, you can actually say.
Oh, what a night.
So, most for me to say thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Cheers,
and,
thank you.
Book those tickets, guys.
See you there.
See ya. Bye.